Holla back, guys. This is Young Seeker with another interview. You know what I mean? We're out here in Sip to the Script with really pivotal people in the city, man. Yo, what's poppin'?
We're good, man. We just living, you know?
Could you guys present yourself for the camera real quick?
What's good, man? It's your boy LJ, you know, half of YV, you know what I'm saying? It's my other crony, partner in crime. It's my homie Rello right here, you know?
You already know. Rello, other half of YV.
You know,
YV or die, you feel me?
You know, repping from OT to North Carolina, you know, north to the south, south to the north, you know. We got long range.
I'm happy that you guys came in for an interview today because, like, your name has popped up a lot in the streets, just in terms of who's been coming to your studios and stuff like that. A lot of the rappers that are having, you know, somewhat of a success right now out of the city came through your studio, LG.
Hell yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah, just before we keep going on with this interview, I just want to know what you have me sipping on early in the morning like that, man.
Hey man, we sipping on that monster drink. You know, I keep like 4 or 5 in the whip, like real talk. Oh yeah, I be buying like, you know, cartons of that. You know,
say word.
Like, hell yeah, that's that sugar-free monster. You know, y'all, it got 10 calories in there. Real talk, the rest is just sodium. You're gonna burn that out. You're gonna be straight. You know what I mean?
This is actually,
my dude. Like,
I'm not gonna lie, this is actually fresh. Like,
you could drink coffee.
Yeah.
Or you could drink this, and you be way more, you know what I mean? Like,
you know,
and be wired for the rest of the day.
You straight, yo. Honestly, like sometimes I be trying to hold off because obviously caffeine, you can get like a tolerance to it or whatever. So I be trying to like die all day, and I sip it at night when I'm like really dead, and I be up, dog. I be up, like yo, it's crazy, man.
No, for real.
Like,
why is this drink so important for you? Like, I could imagine it gives you energy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, real talk is because like, you know, we do so many things, you know, that like knock us out. You know, we're always grinding, we always doing different things, you know, taking different substances that knock people out. You know what I'm saying? But like when it comes down to that, you take the monster drink, that the counterbalances all of that.
So you mean like in terms of
keeps me up, keeps me productive, keeps me grinding. You know what I mean?
Focused. Yeah, exactly. Because you're always doing music and stuff like that, so that kind of brings you back to
keeps me super like on point. You know what I mean?
That's crazy,
any form of caffeine. But like, you know, this I like it. I've been taking to it recently. It was after we went to a tattoo shop, and it's at Nux Tattoo.
Right.
He's the studio I go to all the time to get my tattoos done, and he got sponsored by Monster, so like he has those drinks on deck.
No way.
Like, so he's like, yo, try the sugar-free one, because I'm like, I don't want to do no sugar. I ain't trying to get no diabetes. People in my family, we got diabetes. I ain't trying to get no diabetes. I'm trying to stay sugar-free, period. I go to McDonald's, I drink water. You know what I mean? They be like, what you want to drink? I'm like, water. They're like, that's not a drink. I'm like, what you mean? It's water. Put water in a cup with some ice, we good. Like,
we lit.
Yeah, we lit.
You know, and you, Rello, you brought the Sprite, man. Like, I had to mix both of them shits.
Yeah, you know, ain't nothing like an old-fashioned Sprite, you know what I'm saying? You pour a little bit of, you know, you can go to CVS or, you know, I don't know where people go nowadays, but you can get some purple vitamin juice.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Mix it in there with the Sprite.
Yeah.
And it'll get you through the day. You know what I'm saying? Definitely.
Yeah.
You gotta have the plugs though. You know, Herbalife. We've tried different things that kind of like, you know, because taking care of your body is important.
Yeah, no, for real.
This is not a game. Like how you feel every day is gonna set the tempo for how productive you are. So I mean, we constantly trying new things, trying to get on the health tip and just be healthy, your brothers. You feel?
Yeah, no, I feel you. Especially with the kind of work that you guys put in, just in terms of the music. I mean, I've been to the studio before, and you guys stay up till like early in the morning producing artists like Trini Season and all these other guys. So I can imagine how much energy you need and how healthy you need to stay to keep in touch with the music and the work that you guys put in. So honestly, for all the work that you guys have been putting in for the city, man, I want to thank you guys, man. Appreciate that.
No doubt.
A lot of these artists wouldn't be out if it wasn't for you guys, man.
Serge's a young powerhouse right now. Yesterday, this dude went in from noon to 4 a.m. or something like that. He snapped, man. You know what I mean?
And the day before, you know what I'm saying? We snapping. We do it for the city. I just want to see everybody up, everybody blowing up, you know. That's good for me. That's good for my city.
Like our mission statement for the studio was, and this is like when I just opened the studio at my mama's crib. I was like, we opened like, cause I had the studio to myself for like, you know, years. You know what I'm saying? Even in the crib booth and everything, blessed. I had that studio to myself for like the longest time. But then we opened, like we said this, we opened the doors to the public in order to close them again one day. We're like a Shaolin, like, you know, like judo house, you know what I mean? Like kung fu house, you know, like we really is for the squad. But like, you know, we don't mind like opening up. And, you know, the fact that we did open up, we met so many artists, you know what I mean? We connected with so many different groups.
I'm sure that helps out for the collaboration and stuff like that to get your name out there. Because everybody kind of has their own, you know what I mean, their piece of the city to themselves. So I mean, working with other artists, it can only forward your
for sure. But like me and Rello, we always had our own thing going on.
Right. No, and that's why it was so pivotal for this podcast itself to have you guys on the show, man. And like I'm saying, I'm thanking you guys. So
appreciate you.
Algie, real talk. I just wanted to know how, like, are you born in Ottawa?
Yeah, I was born in Ottawa.
Okay.
But when I was like 14, 13, moved to Africa for 2 years. Moved to Senegal, West Africa.
Okay.
And then we moved to Russia for 2 years, and then we came back. So we had like a whole new perspective. When we
like different flavors in that mix. Yeah.
A whole new flavor. And I met Rello when I just started making music. I was 12 years old. We met on like we met on like a forum for rappers, and he was in North Carolina doing his thing. We were like freestyle battlers, like so we were doing like key styles and freestyles, and just going at each other. Like dog, we were doing like 5 paragraph essays on niggas, like just straight like straight beef. You know what I mean? Like oh my god, talking about niggas' mamas, girls, like family.
On MSN, there's one guy we used to battle. He used to write in cursive, red, italicized font. I didn't even know you could italicized cursive. He thought he was a blood. He thought he was a gang member. You know what I mean? But like that doesn't change. That doesn't change. Now he on some straight whatever. But he's still rapping though. He's still rapping. I known him for a long time. Like I'm not gonna drop no names or whatever. But I known him from like elementary school.
Hey my nigga, you know who you are.
He's got clout.
Algie just called you out. You know who you are, man.
You
know who you are.
That's crazy.
But and then so you guys met up on the forum and stuff like that. And how was it for you? Before we take it to the music tip, I would just want to know, how was it for you to grow up in Ottawa, and how did you even link up with the music in the first place?
Oh man, I mean, I was always like a big fan of music, but like I was always doing my own thing. I wanted to be like a damn like NASA scientist or some shit when I was a kid. Yeah, man. I always like space. You know what I mean? Like I kind of want to get these these. You know what I mean? Get this bread, get these bands, and then go up to space. You know what I mean? Like, just pull up. At least see what's up. You know what I mean? Pull up to the moon, see me like do a video or something on the moon. My dude, like, come on, man. But,
first video on the moon. Why we shit?
Yeah, let's do it. You know what I'm saying?
First video on the moon. It's coming, nigga.
Don't tell nobody that.
Exclusive.
Right? Yeah, somebody gonna take that. Yeah, nah, y'all ain't hear that here.
Y'all ain't hear that. Tony Hawk 2. You know.
But like we grew up in Ottawa, so like we were like in the South as kids, like
shout out Southside.
Southside. Then we moved to Barhaven, and then like dealing with like being a South kid, dealing with all these like suburban kids, like we didn't really fit in. You know what I mean? We were like, what the hell? Like,
no, it's true. The West Side is definitely a different vibe.
Yeah, we had to learn to like adapt. So I guess like that. Plus, like everything, then moving around internationally, it just helped us be like super people persons. You know what I mean? So like that helps with the business edge and all of that. When I started making music, honestly, I heard "Get Rich or Die Trying," and I was like, "Damn, this nigga got shot 9 times. He's still rapping like this, bro. I gotta rap." You know what I mean? Like,
his hooks were crazy. 50 Cent's hook game.
Actually, I think it was the same for Rel, because like honestly, "Get Rich or Die Trying" 50 Cent was our favorite rapper at that time.
The mixtape era was out of this, man. Out of this world.
G-Unit Radio, all of that. He was killing it.
Yeah.
Like Banks, Beg for Mercy. I was in school moving bootlegs, and it moved hot.
Like before we even understood what he was talking about, it was crazy. But now like I relate to his shit more. Now it's like so much crazier. Like Get Rich or Die Trying, that shit is.
Once you're on your hustle tip, it's definitely a different vibe. Like, I feel like I fell in love with music also when 50 Cent started dropping like mad mixtape and just going in on Ja Rule. It's like just beating the shit out of him off of lyrics, you know what I mean? And like, I know people are trying to come back on this and say that he didn't really kill him, but I mean, it is what it is. I kind of stopped listening to Ja Rule because of 50 Cent. So
right, exactly. I think most of us did, Remember when he dropped that uh-oh record? All right, I was like, damn, he coming back. No, he really didn't come back, man. Poor guy. I heard 50 bought Murder Inc. He bought it.
No way.
Yeah, he bought it for the low.
The estate or the actual label?
The whole company, yeah.
So every time a Ja Rule song gets played, he gets a little,
no way.
On Spotify, he gets a little.
Oh yeah.
So 50 Cent is really never going broke.
50 Cent,
oh, he's never going broke.
50 Cent won.
When he went bankrupt, he was just bankrupting one company. That's
like,
it.
Like yo, imagine Jay-Z bought Nas's whole catalog. He bought Illmatic. He bought
Aftermath.
That'd be a big move, But like this guy bought the whole label. He bought like Irv Gotti's records, Ashanti's records.
Crazy.
He snapped.
Wow, man. And then so just so people could get a bit of an understanding of what you guys been doing in the city, you know what I mean? Could you name a bit of your accolades and what of some of the artists that you've been producing in the city?
In the city, I mean, we work a lot with Training Season, RBLX. We work a lot with 900 Block, Aspects.
I heard about Bada even, don't you?
Oh, Bada.
Oh, yeah.
Work with like, bro, our client list right now is like 400 plus just in Ottawa.
Right now.
Yeah. It's crazy. And like that's why we're so busy. Like, and it's always rotating. Like they always keep coming back, you know what I mean? Probably like only like 50 of them are stagnant, you know what I mean? Reggie Slums, yeah, they be coming through. Like honestly, I could just look at my schedule and name drop like a bunch of these dudes, you know what I'm saying? Like that's how it is. Like we just so busy.
I heard you even produced too for Dizzle.
Oh yeah, Dizzle.
No,
Say word.
That's my homie. So.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
We got OG today and
OG from RBLX.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Cody
Only me?
Oh, we're working with a metal band.
Only OG, yeah.
We're working with this heavy metal band called Dark Ministry.
Oh, their shit is crazy.
I seen that on Snapchat, actually. That's funny that you're saying that. I've seen that on Snapchat.
Dark Ministry. I don't know if you guys know speed metal, but there's this Ottawa group called Exciter, and the drummer from there, Rick, he's making a new band.
Okay, so you guys are not really constricted by hip hop. Like you guys could really do anything.
We're trying to diversify for sure.
Okay,
I mean,
okay.
Like sound wise, like there is no limit to what we can do. Like we try to like strive for excellence in whatever we do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like obviously we do focus on hip hop a little bit more.
Yeah. I mean, just because that's the music that you guys yourself are entertaining. You know?
Come to the cave, we'll get you right no matter what kind of music you make.
Real talk.
Fall through.
Real talk.
We'll know what to do with
it.
Yeah,
and Rello, man, I want to kind of get your perspective being the state guy, you know what I mean? That kind of followed this whole thing. So where are you from originally? I think North Carolina.
I was born in, for everybody who don't know, we got some things to clear up. See, I was born in Texas, raised in North Carolina. I knew LJ before all these people did. Like when LJ, like he said, when he first started making music. So we pretty much started together, made the decision to become artists together. So he was the first person who ever touched my. When I was 11, I was sending him songs to Senegal to mix, doing talent shows to songs that he mixed. And, you know, back then he was living in Africa. His internet was mad slow. It'd take me a whole day to send him a record.
No way.
I'm talking about when I was recording with headsets. I'd always, and he got me into like the getting the sound better, right? So then he made me want to upgrade my equipment so I could give him better vocals to work with. So every year I was always on my hustle doing whatever I had to do to get the next best mic, the next best mixer, everything, and just being on my shit to make it easier for him. And it just pretty much never stopped. You know what I'm saying? From there, like year after year after year, my buzz in the States just kind of like growing, you know, until it got to the point where I looked up and it was like, yo, look at what we have. So, you know, he mixed a lot of projects for me that I didn't record here. The first songs I ever did here might have been in 2013. Y'all gonna hear some of them on the YV tape.
Okay.
But yeah, so I didn't pop up out of thin air. Like me and LJ go back, way back.
So like the story itself together is just. It's crazy the fact that you guys even met up and linked up in the first place off of like a blog itself, you know what I mean? Yeah. And you were in the States and you were moving around internationally that even come back together. Like, could you guys give me an inside scoop on how you guys even linked up in the first place for you to come back to Ottawa? Like, how did that work about?
Well, basically, we were deciding on what we was gonna do. Like, I was gonna come down to Carolina or he was gonna come up here. And then, like, I told him, like, yo, come up here because we got the stew already. We got everything already. We don't got to put money up to do all of this. You know what I mean? Like, let's just get it done over here. He came up. That was like 2013. That was the first time I met Rello in person.
No way.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like this man, people don't realize like we were practically best friends before ever meeting each other in person. Yeah. Just through like social media has changed everything, and it didn't just start a couple years ago. If it wasn't for social media, we wouldn't be here right now because that's where everything started.
That's one thing. That's one thing we always gotta like say thanks to is like definitely like the way that the internet age. You know, we're
changed everything.
Kids, so like we definitely want to motivate kids, let them know. Like, you know, you could be from like Wisconsin, but like, you know, as long as you got internet and you got some skills, like, you know, you good. Like,
make it. Yeah.
I feel like our generation is like we're like uniquely poised in the sense that friggin' we were born before the internet popped off, but you know,
we seen the whole entire thing.
So we see the advantages of it
because that's a big conversation that's going in the rap world. You know what I mean? Like how, like, the internet itself and the outburst of content that's always being, you know what I mean, downloaded is just so much that it kind of kills the attention span of the viewers. But you guys were able to keep it through only business, but also through your music and your socials and the internet.
Right.
And it benefited you guys in the best of ways. You know what I mean? So.
It's a different world now, you know. Like 4-year-olds are on iPads and shit. We gotta keep up. We gotta adapt. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, that's true. That's true. So okay, you guys linked up for studio reasons.
Yeah, to record the album.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Yeah, we were working on
What was the name? Is that the YV tape coming out, or was that an original tape that already came out?
It's funny because we started a whole different. We were always planning on doing this other tape with a different name that we gonna announce later on in the future.
Because that's the next tape.
Yeah,
okay.
We felt like we were moving way too hot. Our records were way too hot, so we slowed down and we started a whole new project called the YV tape, and that's what we're dropping right now.
Okay.
And like it's fire. But
what do you mean it's fire? It's working.
It's fire.
Can you
like,
peep the ice on his chain, my nigga? God damn, this guy got money in his mouth. Yo, by the way, I'm hungry. You might have to, facilitate the breakfast, my
nigga. Everybody eat, man.
That's the dope thing about us too, man. Like, since I've got here, man, like this man LJ, like he always makes sure everybody's eating, everybody's good, everybody's like well taken care of, and that same attitude, that same treatment that I get, that the whole squad gets, he returns that and gives it to the city as well. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So the city feels loved as well, and I just feel like Ottawa has a lot to be thankful for, and definitely thank this man, like I said, for just like. Y'all don't understand what I come from. And when I come up here and I see the shit that's going on, like, this is great. This is great for the city.
So like we said, our original mission statement was that we was going to close the doors to the city one day. But, like, now, like, we're too involved with the city. So, we're going to have to branch off, do our own thing, but still supply the city with a studio and engineers that they can get taken care of.
No, that'd be important.
Because it's like, how we just going to up and leave the city now? You know what I mean? Like, there's so many people that like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like that. I don't ever want to say it like that. You know, it's not no disrespectful shit. It's more like we catered to them in a way that nobody else does. You know
and
they
learned their craft with us. You know what I mean?
That's
they got comfortable with their own voice, found their own sound.
They achieve sonics with us that they can't with other people.
I have artists myself that hit me up because they see me in your studio sometimes. You know, on Instagram story and stuff like that. They see me in your studio and they'll hit me up like, yo, listen, I've been thinking about making music, but I don't know how people, you know what I mean, in Ottawa are going to take it, because it's not lie to each other, man. Like, I had this interview with Maurice Moore, and he was telling me, like, how the city has such a small town mentality, you know what I mean? Anybody that kind of tries to break out of the mold is directly seen as someone that's, you know what I mean, going against the status quo and being weird and awkward. Like, how did you guys break out of that mold coming up?
We never had a mold. We just did our own thing.
Right.
We just been doing our own thing. Real talk.
Like, we've seen the friggin' world.
Exactly.
Our mentality is.
We had an open perspective. Honestly, like we were doing our own thing, and we saw everybody's so close minded. It is what it is. You know what I mean? Like, honestly, like I had this conversation with my homies way back.
Right.
It's like, yo, bro, you realize that people are either open minded or closed minded, or they're like really smart or just closed minded. You know what I mean? And what do you do? Do you use that information for good or for evil, or like, you know what I mean? So here we are using it for good, showing you that we out here like supporting the damn people, whether you open-minded or closed-minded, we're going to take care of you. Hopefully we're going to open your mind. Like, like if it's not through like you making your own music and getting to tour the world and getting the motherfucking, you know what I mean, meet new people and have those conversations that really change your psyche, then it'll be through us, you know what I mean, showing y'all through our music, like giving y'all our perspective, and hopefully one way or another, you know what I'm saying, they're going to have their mind open. Like, really, like, like, that's what I really like about, like, second schools, like, secondary schools, like, higher education, is because, like, you end up having so much knowledge fed to you that your mind is forced open. Like, you can have, you have a conversation with someone going to Gonk and then someone going to Ottawa U. Like, first off, the people in Gonk usually dress better and look better and healthier because they're not working as hard, right?
Because we're broke as fuck.
And then people in Ottawa U, they're like suffering, but they're way more open-minded though. You know what I'm saying? Because they definitely swallow a lot more like information at once. You know what I mean?
For sure.
So, man, so you guys came together. You guys started a studio for personal reasons and stuff like that. The music. How did you even get your name out there in the city? You know what I mean? Like, I'm not to get your promotion tactics out. You know what I mean?
Oh, bro, like, literally, like I even say in my music, like it's all word of mouth, everything.
Yeah, I was just about to say, like I could really speak on it the best. Being from the outside, looking even though I've been in, but still, I'm from North Carolina. I was always coming back and forth, so it kind of I'm still on the outside sometimes looking in. It's definitely word of mouth and just reputation, like knowing that your reputation will precede itself. That's not gonna change. You don't have to, once you establish that, you don't really have to worry about anything. It only takes a couple people vouching for you, and when people see their work, it's like it just trickles down from there. So it's the sound.
Yeah, that's what it is, because I feel like a lot of artists before starting, you know what I mean, they look at how people view artists just in general and that hate that we're talking about, you know what I mean? And as soon as they see that, even if they could have a talent, they could be made for it, but social, you know, prejudice might just stop them
There's
there.
only one way to get clout that lasts, you know? You gotta earn it. You just gotta work. Quality. Product first.
Like I'm for sure.
And I mean, you guys are the perfect example for that, you know what I mean? So, so you guys got the studio. You guys linked up together. You guys started, you know, producing for a lot of people out there. What would be your first break or your first real instance where you realize that, you know what, this could actually work? I could push that and actually put my money behind this because I put my money where my mouth is.
Right now we're doing like 50, 60 an hour. It was back when we was doing, I just changed from doing 20 a song to 20 an hour. And then we had Sheik Luch come to the studio.
Sheik Luch from
D-Block, and then he did like a little
Jada Kiss and Styles P and
D-Block.
No way! What?
So he did like 2 verses at the crib, and then since then it like really like caught on. The studio really.
No, whoa, okay, no, that was a bit too much.
Bro.
That was a flex. That was a
It
flex.
was a while ago. Still, a while ago.
Okay,
D-Block.
So you got Sheik Luch to come through. What are some of the other artists that came through that, you know what, if people from Ottawa?
Murder Beats came through.
Murder Beats came to your studio.
Mad Child from Swollen Members.
And shout out to Robin Banks.
Robin Banks came through.
Get well, bro.
Yeah, Robin Banks is doing good.
God bless you, man. He's doing better.
He dropped his video.
That's what's up. See, them haters don't want to see you doing good.
That song
shout out
with
to Robin Banks.
Mario Grimes, we
did that joint.
No way.
Yeah, we did
My
that.
Time, I think.
Okay, so like you guys are literally a testament that this could work if you literally put your mind behind it.
Sure,
It's a lot of grind, but like eventually, you know, like it just, like you put in so much work into one thing, eventually something's gonna happen.
It has to pay
right?
off.
Sure, no, like I remember, like when I was living in Moscow, I used to chill at my homies. Like my homies' pops used to like run the Swiss Hotel in the south of Moscow, so I used to post up there. I used to like be at the top floor, you know, chilling in the fucking smoking cigars. And then like I'll get introduced to really like movers and shakers all the time, and I sat down with this billionaire. I was like, bro, like, how did you like get to this point? You know, like he owns like hundreds of small businesses, medium size, you know, all sorts of businesses.
Right.
How'd you get to this point? It's like, bro, I just set a goal, and it doesn't matter. You could be walking from like, you know, Barhaven to Canada, but you're gonna make it if you keep walking. You just
that's true.
Stop, you know, like you just keep walking the same direction. You just gonna make it. So we set a goal and we just keep making it. You know, I'm at the point where like I'm getting so close to the goal. I'm like, shit, like we gotta make new goals now. You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, I saw the YV tattoo, the YV chain, the cave tattoo. You know what I mean? Show that for the camera real quick so people know what it is.
That's the YV.
Like, yo, if you have a vision,
it's the cave tat over here. You know? Yeah, I got one. I got the YV chain getting polished right now.
Okay.
Yeah. You know, we got a couple
some
YV
bad
chains.
bitch and like lingerie cleaning it right now.
You know how we get down, YV shit. A couple chains being made.
Anytime you have a vision, you have to believe in it 100%, and not only that, you have to execute in every single way that you can. And I promise you, you will find success in some way.
Man, I'm happy you guys came through to this. This is important for the city to see that this can actually make it. You can actually make it if, you know, you just put your mind to it. You know what I mean? I'm happy you guys came through. So, just in general, you guys are here to promote the YV tape that you guys are going to drop later on.
That right.
Could I know at least get the concept behind it? The title is like, give me a rundown about
well,
this.
pretty much back to, you know, when we were talking about when I first came, we were starting on a different tape, which is going to be my second album. These are albums. The way we put them together, they're presented to you like albums. We put our all into it like albums.
Even with streaming nowadays, you could literally put a mix like
exactly,
anything else.
And that's why we treat everything it's so important.
Right,
you know, we're not just throwing together mixtapes anymore, but pretty much the concept behind this tape was, you know, we started on that other tape, but then we started to find these samples that kind of created this like this feel to where as though it felt like we were graduating from what we once were with my last tape, Military Kids, which he produced before I actually came here. So it's like, how can we let people know that this has been something, you know, this has been something, but yet we've evolved and created something brand new.
Years in the making.
Exactly. It's years in the making. So that's why it's the YV tape. You know, it sounds big. It gives it that feeling. And they'll definitely hear it in the music. And the concept behind it was just, I think it was kind of like LJ. I feel like it was like both of our homecoming. His on the production side, mine on the vocal side. Both of our chance to show our respective hometowns that this is what we're gonna do. You riding with us? Because the wave is definitely just growing and growing and growing, you know? So it was time to show people that and put it into a tape. And when I tell you this is going to be the illest 12 songs you've heard from...
CK exclusive.
I'm telling you, the illest 12 songs you've heard from some unsigned, no help at all from anybody on the outside, any industry. This is YVK shit strictly. And this is the tape where we really prove ourselves. So,
like in a sonic perspective, I did a lot of thinking because we were already working on this whole other tape. I was just doing a whole lot of thinking about like the brand, like the YV Young Veterans. Like Rello comes from Jacksonville, which is like a military town. His last album was Military Kids, and like you know what I mean. Like basically, like the whole young veteran thing is like it's a bleed over from that.
Okay.
But we're young and we're veterans. We've been in the game for like 14 years, but we're like 25, 26. So we're like young OGs, young veterans. You know what I mean? Like we even had a group back in the day called YOG, Young O. We were youngins on the grind.
Everything has just evolved and graduated.
In a sonic way, I wanted to take I was thinking about what is Southern music. Like, you got you can go as far back. Like you got
UGK.
You can go UGK, Pimp C, Scarface. But then what's even more older than that is like all these like Herbie Hancock and all these Al Greens and like so I took all that and then mixed it with the new sound. So I put like young with the with the veteran.
And it's funny you guys are bringing up the old and the young and stuff like that. Like a big conversation on the internet right now is how artists these days don't really care or take the time to go and make their research on the music. You know what I mean?
Sure.
We could name the example of Lil Yachty or even like, you know what I mean? A lot of these artists.
Lil Pump.
Yeah, Lil Pump that doesn't really, excuse my language, but doesn't really give a fuck about it. Like the old thing that used to come out, you know what I mean? But you guys are here sitting and talking about 50 Cent and we're talking about UGK and we're talking about all this. So how important for you is it to go back in the days and look at how the tapestry was laid out for you guys to even be able to make music?
It's almost like someone, an African American or like a Jamaican person not paying homage to the fact that they come from Africa. It's like like you got to go back to your roots. Like hip hop music comes all the way back from reggae music. Dub plate, records,
blues.
So the more history you know, the more educated you'll be. That's important.
And we just love music. You know, like you mentioned Lil Pump. Like I don't, his music is cool, but I just enjoy the older shit more. Personally, like
I had De La Soul like phases and like Tribe Called Quest.
Tribe Called Quest during their latest album was just out of this world.
Pretty dope.
I went platinum. What are we talking about? I went platinum
off a Kickstarter.
You know what I mean?
Inspiring as fuck.
Music is still there. It's just people are so focused on the wrong thing when it comes to this music thing. Like they're just focusing on the people that are at the forefront on the internet. When really people that we listen to as kids are still making moves. Like 50 Cent still has that Power Show and still releasing music through the show itself. Jay-Z that just went platinum off that album. Kendrick Lamar is the king of music.
It's not a lot of new artists though, right? People are looking for like brand new artists right now that have that balance. We don't have it.
Joey Badass.
No, he's not brand new. No, you're talking about the Little Peeps and all these people. Like these people are
JID. Yeah. He just signed to J. Cole.
He has a balance though.
Conway the Machine.
You don't think? I think his music's great.
JID, right?
Yeah,
he's fire.
So that's what I'm talking about. We need more people like him, brand new people who have that balance. These other Lils that the Lils that are dropping, they don't have the balance, and those are the brand new artists that are being displayed, and it makes it look like this is the direction hip hop is going in. But there's still gonna be people dropping like us.
But we stay open-minded. We stay open-minded.
I mean, you can still
we ride all the way.
You can balance it out.
We even got records. We even got records in that kind of vein. You know what I mean? We got all kinds of records. Like, but then again, we put that more in our mixtape type of shit. That's more mixtape.
We still do mixtape.
And the album you cater to really everybody. I feel like that's the new promotion scheme. You know what I mean? People like put as much as they can in their album. What's going to cater to the most outside of their, niche.
Like we have conscious music, and then for lack of a better word, like unconscious music.
Okay.
As far as what we listen to, we just fuck with anyone that's doing them to the most. Like Young Dolph, you know, Future.
Young Dolph is
fire, but
I
fuck with Nas too. You know, I fuck with anyone that's dope.
Yeah. So and then because I'm not gonna take any more of your time, but just in general, I want to know, guys, as young veterans, as you guys, you know, just so well put it, you know what I mean? I'd like to know how do you feel about the music scene? Not only the music scene in Ottawa, but the direction that music is taking right now. How do you feel about that right now? Like, happy, in Ottawa itself.
I'm happy. Like, you know, when I was a kid in Ottawa, all we had was like Masari and Belly and like, you know, a bunch of OGs. You know, like shit was cool, but like it's really popping up. Like, you know, we got people like, you know, Knight Lavelle touring around the world. I was living in Moscow, and the fact that he toured in Moscow, that's crazy. You know what I mean? Like, Belly's doing amazing.
Belly's doing bigger things now.
Belly's from OT.
Shout out Belly. Shout out Belly.
Now he's signed to Rock Nation. Like it just shows you, like, you know, Ottawa is not like we're not just small thinkers. You know, we're big thinkers. It's just like there's like
we need a chance.
few amongst the many, but at the same time, like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, okay, bruh. In any city, people in the hood are gonna have that small town mentality. You know what I mean? Like in any city, but like, you know, there's always gonna be a few people that stand out. And the fact that there's way more people nowadays than before. A lot more people more brave enough, got the courage to go ahead and hit the mic and hit the streets and hit the stage. Like, I'm just happy to see that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
for sure. I feel like the Cave did contribute to that. For
definitely.
Sure, because like we opened up a place where like people could book. They don't have to be. They don't get judged. They just come through, record, we mix it, and like it's like,
and
you know
between
what I mean? Like,
other artists, we allowed there to be a space for competition. You know what I mean? Between like different, like a scene started bubbling up.
Yeah, there's like beef records. Like we got like clients that like literally like dissing each other. Like one session here, next session here, niggas doing beef records with each other.
Like, yo, their op is finna walk in right after your session, bro. Like, you might want to watch what you're saying, bro.
But definitely.
I mean, that's the cloth of hip hop, right?
It is. I love it. I love it. I love it.
Competition.
I'm in love with that. You know what I mean? And that's just how it is.
That's what keeps us all fresh. Keeps us all sharp.
Real talk. And I mean, just about the cloth of hip hop. You know what I mean? Another way that hip hop works is freestyle. You know what I mean? I don't know if you guys are about that stuff. You know, I don't know if you guys are really about that. We could end this interview right now if you guys are not really about that life. You know what I mean?
Let's spit something quick for y'all.
You got a little something?
Oh, we'll see what's up. You know what I
All
mean?
right.
From top of the mind, I might be goofy, I might be up, but like we'll see what's up.
Man. All right, safe. Bert.
Yeah.
Came up. Finna get my motherfucking change up. Yeah. She said she finna get my brains up. I'm like, bitch. Finna educate a nigga. I'm a player nigga. Finna slay a bitch. I'm a rich nigga. Woo. You a snitch nigga.
Yeah.
Dig a hole, throw you in the ditch, nigga.
Yeah.
I was 6 feet deep when I was born. I'm still dead. I'm out in OT. Niggas know me, but I move low key. You know I got the studio, that's all you should know. I move a couple hoes, and they don't really know. I said I move low.
Yeah.
Smoking on that dope. This ice got me cold.
Look. I'm still twisting them prayers up, keeping my prayers true. Be careful when it's time to choose a king, they gon' say it's you. Then all of them hoes certainly turn you your besties. All them hoes you got curved by gon' say that you sexy. Is you gon' take the bait and keep your head on straight? I told my badass bitch, don't be good, be great. I'm riding for a while bent, and all the money I spent on lawyer fees got me trying to find the fun in this shit. Okay, it's Suave. We doing what we do. Came through the podcast with Young Seeker, I'm with the crew. Got Monster in the drink, got a lot of shit to brew. God damn, my nigga, I think that we just blew the fucking top up off the place. So what they really saying now? Throw a couple shots, you know that we just spraying now. Ducking across the roof, we just doing what it do. We gonna show y'all that this shit is possible and we the proof.
Why we coming soon.
Hey.
For real, we finna boom, I'm smoking on that boom. Finna put her ass out, that's a moon. We had the eclipse last night, I still had ass all night. You know what it is.
You know what it is. Looking biz.
All white, I'm rocking off white. Yeah, I got that green all night. I'm counting paper right now. You niggas could hate all night. I don't really give a fuck, for real. Moving out in a Tonka truck.
Yellow
a convertible. I used to have an act, now I'm moving around in a Benz. You know where I be at? I'm out in OT. Your bitch, your tits so flat. Your bitch, her ass so fat. My bitch, her ass so fat. You know what it is. I do it for the kids. Yeah. YV Cave. Yeah, that's my official biz. Real shit.
You already know. YV! YV! You already know. Put them cups in the air.